guys, I'm back again with another video, and today I'm just going to show you guys the book haul I got from Barnes & Noble because I went there earlier this week. It's not a lot, but I thought I would just let you know about some of the books that I am excited to read. So two of the books I got from Barnes & Noble's buy one get one 50% off, and so one of the first ones I got was The Feeling of Falling in Love. So I'm just going to read the synopsis of this one. So, just days before spring break, Neil Kearney is set to fly across the country with his childhood's best friend and current friend with benefits, Josh, to attend his father's wedding. Then Josh tells Neil that he's in love with him, and all hell breaks loose. With Josh still attending the wedding, Neil needs to find a new date to bring along. Almost against his will, he drops his horrible roommate, Wyatt. At first, Wyatt correctly thinks Neil's acting like a jerk, but when they go to LA, Wyatt sees a little more where it's coming from. Slowly, Neil and Wyatt begin to understand each other, and maybe fall in love for the first time, at least until all hell breaks loose. So I really like their synopsis. I love the cover. So I'm really excited to read this book. All these books, I have like other books I'm going to read beforehand before I get to reading these books, but these are like books I'm really excited to read. So there's the first one, and the second one I got with the buy one get one 50% off was Where He Can't Find You. I'll read the synopsis for this one. Abby Ward lives in a town haunted by disappearances. People vanish, and when they're found, their bodies have been dismembered, and sewn back together in unnatural ways. This was like what drew me in the first place, because I really like murder thriller books, especially. But it is the work of a human killer or something far darker. She and her younger sister live by a strict set of rules designed to keep them safe, which is why it's such a shock when Hope is taken. Desperate to get her back, Abby tells the police everything she knows, but they claim their hands are tied. With every hour precious, Abby and her friends are caught up in a desperate game of cat and mouse. They have to get Hope back, quickly, before too much of her is cut away, before everything they care about is swallowed up by the darkness waiting in the tunnels beneath the home they thought they knew. So, yeah, the sewing up parts was what drew me into this book. So I'm really excited. This is the thickest book that I got from Barnes & Noble, and I'm really excited to read this one. Along with those two, I got two more. I got Truly Deadly Madly, and this one is Sawyer Dodd is a star athlete, a straight A student, and the envy of every other girl who wants to date Kevin Anderson. When Kevin dies in a tragic car crash, Sawyer is stunned. Then she opens her locker to find a note. You're welcome. Someone saw what he did to her. Someone knows that Sawyer and Kevin weren't the perfect couple they seemed to be, and that someone, a killer, is now shadowing Sawyer's every move. This was the first book I picked up when I went to Barnes & Noble because it looked so good. Also, it was $11, which some Barnes & Noble books are really $30, $15, but this one was kind of cheap, and it sounded really good. So I'm excited, and I believe this is one of the YA ones I picked up. I think the next book I'm going to show it, and there's another YA, but I think the first two I showed, are more of the adult fiction. Alright, and then the last book I picked up was The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. I really liked the cover and the stitching, and it reminded me of the Lisa Frankenstein stuff. So I'm going to read the synopsis of this one. Elizabeth Lorenza hasn't had a proper meal in weeks. Her thin arms are covered with bruises from her caregiver, and she has on the urge of being thrown into the streets until she is brought into the home of Victor Frankenstein, an smiling, solitary boy who has everything except a friend. Victor wishes to escape from misery. Elizabeth does everything she can to make herself indispensable, and it works. She is taken in by the Frankenstein family and rewarded with a warm bed, delicious food, and dresses of the finest silk. Soon she and Victor are inseparable. But her new life comes at a price. As the years pass, Elizabeth's survival depends on managing Victor's dangerous temper and indulging his every whim, no matter how depraved. Behind her blue eyes and sweet smile lies the calculating heart of a girl determined to stay alive no matter the cost, as the world she knows is consumed by darkness. Again, the title drew me in. $11 for this book. It's very thin. Should hopefully get it done in a day or two when I, am able to read all these books. But yes, those are the 4 books I picked up. It only cost me about $45 something, which isn't bad. So I just picked up these 4, and then there were a couple other ones that I didn't pick up, but I wanted to read in general later in the future. So one of them is called Jezebel. I'll put up a picture here. I don't remember the synopsis, but if what I remember, it's about the story of Jezebel, but it's told from a different perspective than the Christianity one. And it talks about how her and like Elijah were exes, and she was forced into this marriage with Ahab. I don't remember. I don't think I'm saying his name right. But it sounded really interesting, and so that's one of the books I want to read on my TBR. And then another one was called The Nothing Man, and that one was another murder mystery one. I was torn between getting The Nothing Man and I think The Feeling of Falling in Love or Where He Can't Find You. I was torn between those 3 books, and I got these 2 instead. But The Nothing Man is on my TBR list, and I think it's written by Catherine Ryan Howard, and I had read one of her books in the past, 56 Days, and I liked that book. I think I rated it like anywhere between 3 to 4 stars. The ending was kind of weird if I remember correctly. I had 56 Days. But I remember liking her writing. So if I'm thinking that I'm going to like The Nothing Man when I eventually read it. But yeah, so those are all the books I got from Barnes & Noble. A couple more that I want to read that I didn't pick up. If you guys have any suggestions on any other books I should get, or other books I should check out, or just to put on my TBR list, let me know down below. Yeah, see you guys.